So I bought this weird Astro Wars game thingy. I really don't know what it is, but I saw Stesticks fix one of these, and I got jealous of how many views he got, so I thought I'd buy one. So I paid way too much for this. I don't normally fix things like this. I normally fix game consoles and laptops, things like that. But I thought I'd give it a go because I've got to get some of that YouTube baller money somehow. So I paid £50 for this off eBay, plus I think it was £8.95 postage, and apparently it's got no power. I didn't really look at the listing. I just saw it and thought, oh, views. I'll get me some of them. So basically, I bought it without looking at the pictures, and unfortunately there is a crack in the front of it, and also the battery cover is missing. So I kind of screwed up a little bit, but you know, nothing I can do about it now. I've just gone back on the listing because I thought it might have been damaged in transit. Kind of get out of jail free card if I couldn't see it in the listing, but no, it's right there in the pictures, and it's my fault. So yeah, we're going to try and fix this. Not a clue what it does, to be honest. It's a game from the 80s, but I want to try something new on the channel and see if people enjoy it. So without further ado, let's get into the repair. Right, so like I said, I really don't know what the deal is with this. I can't remember if I ever owned one of these. It looks familiar to me, but I'm not 100% sure. I mean, I've seen Stez's video, but by the way, if you don't know who Stez is, highly recommend checking him out. This takes C-type batteries. I didn't realise that either, to be honest. I thought it had some sort of a DC jack or something, so yeah, I'm not sure. But I'm going to give it 3 volts and just see what the deal is. We get nothing. I might have to take it apart just to replicate a battery. So I think I'll do that first, actually, because I don't have any C-type batteries. I don't generally keep that sort of stuff. So I think we'll take it apart and then, yeah, we'll see what the deal is once I've got into it, I guess. Some weird angles for the screws. So that's what I do love about these older devices, though, is they're just really, really easy to get into. Oh, it does take DC. Oh, okay. Didn't see that. Dang it. Oh, the buttons are falling out. Well, there goes one. I don't want to break it any more than it already is. Well, there we go. That'll work, I guess. Right, okay, so yeah, that's a bit annoying that that's cracked, to be honest. I didn't see it, and there's really not a lot I can do about it now. It says here +6. So is that +6 volts? And then we've got ground. Oh, I love these boards that have got a pin out of what you've got on them, or of what you're meant to have on them. Let's just have a look at this and just see if we can do something about replicating voltage, shall we? So it says it takes 6 volts. Or at least that's what I can gather. So +6 and GND. I've got that set to 3 volts. Let's give it 6. No. Right, where did my... Well, how does my power button work? I think you just bridge those two contracts. Oh, we're getting something. We're getting 70 milliamps of current, but we're getting no life from it. And that's by injecting 6 volts into it to replicate a battery. We've definitely got some life there, but absolutely nothing in terms of, you know, anything lighting up or anything like that. So let's carry on. Let's go a little bit further into it. There's really nothing on that board, so I'll put that back on. There is another board behind here though, so I'll just drop that back on for now. It's kind of pointless having that out because it's just more things to put back together later. So let's get behind here then. I'll tell you something though, that's a thick trace for 6 volts. I know that much. Everything was built to a better standard in the 80s. The screws are a little bit annoying though. There we go. Let's pop that there for a minute. And hello. Okay, the speaker's damaged. We'll fix that later on, I think. No, damn it. These boards are going to have to come out. Well, that sucks. Right, let me just desolder these battery terminals off here. Or the wires for them, at least. Leaded solder, just like the good old days. Don't need that. Not yet, anyway. Let's just put that to one side. And I'm not seeing anything immediately. But let's have a little nose and see what we can see under the microscope. So I'm going to look on the back of the board first. Wow, that's a bit how you doing, isn't it? What is that for? It's for a little transistor. Okay, interesting. Has that had a repair before? I think that's broken, isn't it? It looks like it's had some sort of repair before. I don't think we've got continuity on it. It doesn't look like it's going to be connected. I'll just scratch a little bit of that coating away there. I'm going to test this and just see if this is connected, because it doesn't look like it's connected to me. So I'll just trace it out in continuity mode on the multimeter, just check, see if we've actually got continuity from the pin to the pad, or the pin to the trace rather. But it doesn't look like we're gonna have. So multimeter's in beep mode. No, that's not connected. Okay, how about this one? Yeah. And how about this one here? That comes down here to this pin here. Yeah, that's connected. So this one's not connected. Straight away I've just noticed that. That's a broken solder joint. So we're going to need to fix that before we can do anything else. Okay, well this could be easier than we thought. So if I just scrape back a little bit of this trace, I should be able to run a solder bridge. It looks like that's a previous repair, because that's just, there's no way that's come from factory, and that pad there is actually damaged. There's no way that's come from factory like that. So I'll just scrape a little bit of that there. So that's just a solder mask which covers the trace, protects it from the elements, stops it from oxidizing and corroding and things. So we'll just scrape a little bit of that away. And then if I add some flux, that'll help the solder to flow, and again prevent oxidation. So it should be all good. And then if I just tin this, I'm using a tip which is way too big. If I just tin that, I might need to run a jumper wire. Let's just sort out these solder pads there. And yeah, it looks like I might need to run a bodge wire there to that, because I'm never going to get that. Actually, I might be able to push that down and just solder directly onto the pad. Solder the pin directly onto the pad. Let's try that. Don't want to bend my tweezers any more than they already are. Just press down on that. There we go. And be a much stronger contact in the future as well. There we go. Let's check for continuity now. This is quite high off my table, by the way, which is why I can't get a wider field of view. Hey, there we go. So that's that. That's connected back up. Cool. Where does it go to? It goes to there. So what does that connect to? Not a clue. It goes to here, this TDK thing here. Let me know in the comments if you know what that is, because I've never seen one before in my life. I'm not that old. I look it, but I'm not. Alright, well, that was quick and dirty. Let's just give it a quick test. I think this speaker solders onto the middle. Yeah, it does, yeah. So that's going to need resoldering on as well. So let's just give this a little bit of a scrape. No, there's nothing left of that bit, I don't think. Let's try, what do I want to try? I don't really want to grind at it. Let's just try and see if it'll bond some solder. I've got wires everywhere now. This is just a little weird mono speaker thing. It'll bond solder there, so I'll do it there instead. There you go. That will do it. Right, let's give that a test, shall we? So let's see if anything lights up. Oh, uh-oh. Ooh, I smell burning PCB and that just let out some magic smoke. Ooh, is that MOSFET thing? I think that's blown. Damn it. I'm going to have to order one. NEC D882. Let's see if I can find anything on that. Yeah, so I can get 5 of these puppies for £2.85 with apparently UK delivery. £2.35 delivery, so let's buy some of them. And just like that, I've ordered some. Cool. Right, well, unfortunately, I'm going to have to wait because I've got to wait for those transistors. And it's going to suck even more because I go away next week and they're not going to be here in time. Such is life, I guess. Never mind. Well, I'll pause the video for now. So, it's been 10 days. It was recorded, the first part of this was recorded on the 18th of May. It's now the 28th of May, and I've been away since then, obviously. So I got in touch with the seller and I asked them if they could send it out that day, just so I could make sure I got it before I went away. So I didn't miss the post, basically. I wanted it here and ready for when I come back. Had a lazy day yesterday, didn't get back until late on Friday, so yeah, I'm just getting around to this now. But I do have the part that I need, and hopefully I can get this fixed. Yes, I am wearing the same shirt, but I swear to you I've got changed since then. I've just watched a video back and realised I've been wearing the same shirt. Or rather, I was wearing this shirt on the day I recorded the video. So yeah, let's get this part changed, and hopefully this is going to fix this item. Okay, so yeah. I boxed everything up. I put it all away while I went away. I actually had my son's birthday and everything in between, so been really busy. But I ordered 5 of these. Why I ordered 5? Well, they came in a pack of 5 and they was really cheap. So basically, yeah, I've ripped my address off, obviously, for obvious reasons. But yeah, so a big thank you to the seller for obliging to my request. I did pay extra for it, but they were incredibly helpful. I actually ended up ordering it twice because they accidentally refunded the first order, but you know, huge props to them. They were very obliging, very helpful. They obviously got very good positive feedback in return. And I'll leave a link to them in the top pin comment as well, if I don't forget. But yeah, big thank you to the seller. Check them out if you want some obscure parts, because I assume that they're selling obscure parts. I haven't been through their other things yet, but I will go through and have a look and see what else they've got. You never know, they might have something I need or something I might need. So let's move this mess out of the way. Let's get this replaced, shall we? So it's this transistor here. I can actually see a physical burn mark. So I'm going to get that desoldered first. So let's pop under the scope. So here, if you remember, is where it's soldered to. So I need to desolder that first. So I'm going to use some solder braid for this, I think. Unfortunately, I haven't got a magic mooing desolder sucker, or solder sucker rather, like Stess Fix has. So, well, I have actually somewhere, but I just don't know where it is because, well, I'm the most unorganised technician you will ever meet. But we shouldn't need it, you know, amateur tools and all of that. I'm just kidding. So let's just desolder this. I say amateur tools, it would have been quicker. Right, this was just a jumper wire, right? No, it wasn't, it was the leg that I'd bent over. Alright, so I'm going to have to desolder that. It's very awkward because the board's not level or anything, so it's really awkward to keep it in shot and be able to do what I need to do. So a fresh piece of wick. Doesn't that just look so satisfying? Trust me, it is. It is really satisfying doing through-hole components. There we go, so that's loosened up. Let's get rid of that as well, why not? Ow, it's hot. Okay, so there's the original component, NEC D882. And here's my replacement. So make sure that's the correct way. And what I think I'll do is just fold this over. There we go. So I'll keep that in place just while I solder these down. So a lot of people say you need flux, but you really don't when you're using quality solder. So I'm using Kester, which I do sell on my online store. But if you're using quality flux that's got flux, or quality solder that's got flux built in, you know, a flux core, you won't need flux for soldering. Not when you're doing through-hole components anyway. The trick is just to make sure that you're heating up both the pad and the actual component that you're trying to solder, so the leg that I'm trying to solder at the same time. And make sure there's enough solder there. And that leaves some beautiful looking joints. So now I can just lift these legs back up, trim them off, and be good to go. You can either trim them off or break them off. I've got some flush cutters, so I'll actually trim them. There we go. Doesn't have to be perfect, of course. There we go. I should have used this opportunity to actually buy some batteries as well, but never mind. I can always replicate a battery. I think I've just knocked that trace back off, cutting that, but I'm going to resolder them anyway, so it doesn't really matter. And that's that. All good. Let's clean that up. So I'll use a bit of isopropyl alcohol with a cotton swab just for cleaning. You can use a flux brush or something like that, but meh. That should be good. Okay, so I'm going to pop these back into the ESD packet. I'll print a label off for them later on. But yeah, there's the replacement transistor. And hopefully that's all that's wrong with this now, because I really don't want to be messing around with anything else. If you hear people in the background, that's just my son running around playing. It's the middle of the day, but I've got other things to do and I wanted to get this video done. So I've got that one set on negative. And before I forget, I'm actually going to change the voltage because I was on 18 volts then for a second. Okay, we're on 6 volts. Let me just bridge this 2.2 amps of current. And another transistor smoking. Damn it. Oh. Okay, there's something else wrong here. This is going to be a shorty component somewhere else along that line. So, yeah. Never mind. Right, okay, let's hunt around then, shall we? Let's follow this trace and figure out what's going on. Now I'm glad that I bought 5. Right. So, if this middle trace is burnt, then we want to start off by following this. So, if we follow this along, it comes to here, which is this component just here. Where does it go from there? It could be this cap here. I think this is probably easier without the microscope, to be honest. It's really awkward, this is. So it could be this cap here. So I've got my thermal camera here, and if I just give it some power. Okay, it's definitely the transistor which is getting hot. Nothing else getting hot. How weird is that? So I'm going to have to take that out of circuit. To be honest, I'm wondering if someone's maybe replaced that transistor already and have either put the wrong one on, or have they possibly installed it backwards. So I think I'm going to risk one more just to flip it around just so I can see if it works. I'm wondering if someone's installed it backwards. I'm not sure. So that's probably killed that transistor again. Let's just apply power while it's, by the way, with that not bridged, it's not going to apply power at all to the main board. So yes, I know it was still plugged into main power, but meh, it's fine because the power's technically off. Right, so nothing at all happens. Let's grab these transistors. So we've got base collector emitter. Let me have a look at the data sheet for this. Right, so I'm not sure. I've just looked at the data sheet, but I'm not sure which pin is pin 1. I know which one's the base collector emitter, but I'm not sure which one is pin 1. So yeah, I'm just gonna have to take a stab in the dark and just solder this one backwards to the way it originally was, just in case it has been made up backwards. And I've just realised I've still got the thermal cam on there. My bad. No, we get no output with it that way at all. Right, okay, well, I guess it was the right way then. One thing I've just noticed, it looks like something's burnt inside here. So I think this is probably going to be bamboozled at this point. I don't know when that's happened, but it's happened. And I might have just... I'm going to go back on the footage quickly and just see if that was there before. And yes, indeed it was. So there is what seems to be a burn mark there, which I didn't notice before. So I'm wondering if it could actually be this, which is bad. And if so, this thing's probably a write-off anyway. What is that, some sort of a fluorescent tube or something? I don't know. I honestly don't know. Don't know what it is. This technology is a little bit before my time. Let's just check. I'm going to check this trace and just see if that trace is short to ground. If it is, I might be able to inject voltage into it and see if anything gets hot. So, continuity mode then. I need to find a common ground, don't I? So that appears to be a ground. The emitter. Is that meant to be ground? Apparently sometimes they are connected to ground. Sometimes they're not. I don't know. I honestly don't know. And I haven't got another one for reference, have I? So, unfortunately, I'm just not going to have a clue here. Not really. I think this could be this, whatever this is here, this vacuum tube or whatever it is. I think that's the only other thing that's really left apart from, I didn't actually see this chip here, but apart from this chip here, D553C, so this is going to be what, the controller. D553C, let's have a look at that. So, yeah, there's one here. So there's one here on eBay. Microprocessor, 4-bit, 42-pin DIP package. So it could be that what's causing it, but honestly, I don't think I should really risk spending another, like what? I mean, that's $8.90 if I bought it without shipping. Let's have a look on AliExpress. Yeah, like £25 plus shipping. It's really not worth me buying it. Radwell.co.uk. Including VAT, £7.21. Get it on Tuesday, June the 6th. It doesn't say where how much the shipping is. Well, I don't trust that if they're not going to tell me how much shipping is. I don't know, because it doesn't say a minimum order fee will be added to get your order subtotal to £35. Yeah, you can eat a dick. Okay, well, that settles it then. So it could be that microprocessor. I think that's really the only thing that's left in the circuit, but I'm not paying £25 to £40 to find out. I think this is just not worth trying to fix. The fact that the case is damaged, the fact that this vacuum thing, whatever it is, looks like it might be burnt as well. It's took a bit of a hit, and I don't think it's worth carrying on. I've already paid, you know, whatever the hell I paid for it, £40 or something. I overpaid for it anyway. There's damage to the case, and then that vacuum thing looks burnt. Plus I've paid like £5-6 for the actual component, you know, those transistors. So I'm not paying any more. It's just not worth it. There's no point in spending another £25 to £40 to be left with another product that I can't fix. So yeah, I'm going to call this one a big fat L, and unfortunately that's just what you got to do sometimes. I'm going to just obviously scrap it. There really isn't there's nothing even that I can use off this. There's no parts to salvage. You know, a couple of capacitors, which isn't recommended to reuse caps anyway. Can't find any shorts on those components, but it's really not recommended to reuse capacitors unless you absolutely have to. So yeah, it is what it is. Never mind. I think I've been beat, and unfortunately, Grandstand has taken a stand. Dad jokes. Stupid Grandstand thingy. See, we can all be like stairs, just without the stupid wrapping. Take care everyone, don't forget to subscribe. Thank you for watching. I'll see you all in the next video. Bye now.